In Niagara Falls, New York, many people worked at Hooker Chemical.
Chemicals to us meant a good economy. It meant that my husband was going to continue to be employed. It meant that our mortgage would be paid, our children could have clothes and food on the table. It meant to us a whole lot of realities.
But then, in 1978, Lois Gibbs' 2 children fell ill.
Michael developed asthma and epilepsy, a liver problem, an immune system problem, skin problems. And then after a short while, Melissa got very sick too. And I asked the pediatrician, like, what is going on? And he said, I don't know, you just must be an unlucky mother with a sickly child.
But then Lois happened to read an article about chemical dumps in the city of Niagara Falls. Over 20,000 tons of toxic waste from Hooker Chemical was resurfacing in a 3,000-foot-long trench called Love Canal.
Oh my God, this is the answer. My children are being poisoned.
Residents were convinced that leaking poisons were causing an unusually high number of illnesses and birth defects in the neighborhood.
Why can't you just move everybody for once? We're going to go through
Fear and anger turned workers and housewives into activists who demanded to be relocated at state expense. But the state would only pay to move the 239 families closest to the canal.
As I looked down the street and saw all of the first families moving, I felt very jealous that they were able to leave. But my children were still sick. We were still trapped.
More than 700 families were left behind in their now worthless homes.
They've turned their back on us, put dollar signs on our foreheads, and dismissed us like we were pieces of trash.
The remaining residents kept arguing to be relocated, but after almost 2 years, their patience ran out.
Just pass the word around. Nobody, we're not going to do anything violent. We're just going to keep them in the house. Nothing more than that. Body barricade the doors. Nobody else. Everyone's coming out, guys.
This word just in, 2 federal environmental officials are being held hostage at the Love Canal Homeowners Association's headquarters.
If it was so safe at Love Canal, then it was safe enough for them to live there until we all got out. So we called up the White House and said we were holding 2 of your EPA officials here, and we were going to hold them here until we get evacuated out of Love Canal.
President Carter today declared that prudence dictates the residents should be relocated.
Here's to the homeowners and all our hard work.
It was a big victory for Lois Gibbs and her neighbors. But as they made toxic cleanup a national issue, some 30,000 other dangerous waste sites were discovered across the country. Americans now had something new to fear, the very ground they walked on.